Alright, and we are back. After 2 whole months of not filming, finally coming back with another Greenville video. Yeah, so next to me is a 2022 Volkswagen Golf GTI, and we're going to be comparing this car to its bigger brother, the Golf R, and we'll see what difference an extra $7,000 makes. Also, one more disclaimer, I just kind of changed my avatar up a bit. Well, the old one was it didn't have that kind of summer vibe that summer brings, so I just changed it up, and I think it looks a lot better. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into this Greenville vehicle comparison video. And before we get into this video, I have created a kind of a Discord server. It's just more of like a Greenville hangout server. Maybe we could do like some events and whatnot. It's called Greenville AutoZone, and I will post the link down in the description below. But I would really appreciate spending time with my viewers in that server. So yeah, definitely in the description, and please join. And yeah, so here is the Volkswagen Golf GTI, and I guess it's kind of nice. I do like the red calipers over here. It's very kind of feels more like a base trim. You do have a little bit of aero at the top, and it looks very very baseline, and I think it would definitely make a great roleplay car, but not for those who like having fast rally track cars. This car comes stock with 245 horsepower, and all that power is put to the front wheels, so it does not have all-wheel drive, which is one of the things the Golf R has that this does not. So let's see what difference all-wheel drive makes in terms of like sprint times and drag times and 0 to 60 times and all that. So before we get into testing out like the performance of this, let's just hop in and kind of see what's up with everything. We can test out the lights and everything, but let's go ahead and hear the sound. So I film on a Mac, so you probably can't hear the sound, but it sounds pretty good for a car with like a kind of a stock exhaust kit. It feels very like deep, and but here are the headlights. Very nice, and then we can do the high beams. This does not have high beams. Blinkers. They also show up in the mirrors, and then hazards, and yeah, it looks pretty good overall with the headlights and the rear lights and everything. I also notice one more thing along here. You do have a little bit of this red accent going along, which kind of matches with the red calipers. So yeah, that's kind of an interesting touch on the Golf GTI. But yeah, let's go ahead and line this car up and do a bit of a performance test. We'll put the car on neutral because none of these cars have launch control, and I guess we can shift in semi. Just makes it kind of feel more like a sports car shifting in semi and whatnot. So yeah, let's go ahead and get this thing all revved up and go. And there it is. This car tops out at 155 miles per hour. I can't tell like the exact 0 to 60 and 0 to 100, but I will post them up in the top left or right corner, and you guys can compare them later on to the Golf R when we review that. So yeah, overall this car is a bit slow for its price, but we'll see like everything else. I guess we can see how it brakes and how it handles and everything. So yeah, let's just go ahead and move into the handling test of this and in a sec, because this car is a bit slow. And there's 60, and we can test out our handling. So for a front-wheel drive vehicle, this car does grip pretty well. It does. There is a bit of swerve in it, but that is expected because it is rainy. But overall, this car does have very good grip, and it's very hard to get this car to swerve out. You'd have to like turn it a lot and everything. There we go. I got a bit swerve out. And we'll also do a braking test just from 100 miles per hour. And I do have, what's it called, the slower brake thingy on, I guess, in the settings. And here's 100, and I don't know where we're going to stop. Right there. Okay, so we have stopped. And let me just get into free cam. So that is, the brakes on this car aren't that great. But then again, it's, they're not horrible for its class. I mean, it's, yeah. Okay, so overall, this car isn't bad. It's not, like, the best for its price, but it's not the worst. And the handling on this for a front-wheel drive car is pretty good. And obviously, at the end, I will compare all of the specs. Yeah, I'll probably average them out, kind of, and we'll see which one has a better percentage, I guess. Kind of like, Frisonaire, I think is that YouTuber's name. Something similar to that. But yeah, let's go ahead and review the Golf R. Alright, so here's the Golf R, and already noticing that this car has blue accents, this time kind of to match with the blue calipers. And obviously we have a bit of different colors of the mirrors. Like last time I think it was just red, now this time it is gray. Also we have quad exhausts in the back, and these exhausts are super cool. We also have some diffusers down here, and we have this massive, like, kind of wing, or kind of a spoiler, I guess, to divert air over. It looks very cool. I like it. And, yeah, this car all around has a more aggressive feel to it, just a little bit more details up here. And, but other than that, like the hood and everything, it looks pretty similar to the Golf GTI, just with a bit more aggression to it and aero. So let's go ahead and just like kind of hop in and review the sound and everything. So yeah. So the exact same sound as the GTI. There's no flames though, which is a little bit disappointing. Here's our lights, also same lights as the GTI. Kind of the same blinkers and everything as the GTI as well. And yeah, let's go ahead and do the speed test, and then we will do handling and braking. So let me make sure this is fair as possible and start at about the same spot as the GTI. Yeah, so let's go and turn off traction control. And we will go. So already it's a bit faster than the GTI, obviously. It should be about 7 speeds as well. Also tops out at 155. We will also get this car up to 60 miles an hour to get going with the handling. Alright, so we got the heavy rain and traction control is still on, so let's turn that off. Overall, just like the GTI, the Golf R grips insanely well. I notice a bit of lack in the steering. I feel like the GTI just grips just a bit better. But overall, this car is very responsive, and I can definitely see the resemblance with the GTI. It's just a little bit easier to spin out and everything and do drifts and stuff like that. So, also let's test the brakes on this. So let's go ahead and go back, and we'll get this car up to full speed again. Alright, so let's go ahead and get this car up to 100 miles an hour again, and we will brake it right about now. Alright, and there's our brakes. I couldn't really tell on the distance. It looks actually about the same to the GTI. Maybe a little bit closer, I'd assume. But overall, pretty good brakes. I couldn't really tell, but I think these brakes did alright for the hot hatch class, I guess. Yeah, and overall, both these cars would be excellent roleplay cars. For those who just want more of a sportier, cheaper kind of car, I would highly recommend both of these. They're both pretty good for their value in terms of sport and hatchbacks and everything like that. But yeah, I will also just do like a quick kind of like spreadsheet, a lot like Frisonair's channel, and if you haven't checked out his vids, you should. They are very inspiring, and they give me a better knowledge of what I'm going to buy in Greenville. So yeah, I will just go ahead and put up like a spreadsheet of just like the cars comparison side by side, and also the brake test. And yeah, also just if you haven't already, I would suggest that you consider subscribing and liking this video. I am trying to get to 200 subscribers, so it would be helpful if you would subscribe. And also don't forget to join my Discord server. Link is in the description below. And yeah, that will be all for today's video. Hope you enjoyed. Peace out.